Hi everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Belgian Boys Euro Trip with me, the United City FM. Welcome along. So we've reached the quarterfinals and we're going to be playing Denmark today. And the significance of that is that they almost knocked us out in the group stages. So it's big time for revenge. We squeezed past Czech Republic in the last episode just about. Can we do better today against Denmark? Let's do this. So a 2-1 win got us through against the Czech Republic. It was a little bit nervy here and there. We were very, very wasteful. Not a lot has happened since, obviously, because, you know, this is the Euros. So a couple of days has happened between the two matches. You can see that we've got a couple of players that are slightly lower on conditioning today. And we are actually going to make a change. Witsel comes in for Den Donker just to provide some extra freshness in midfield. And we'll probably have to replace Tielemans halfway through the match as well. And the other one that we're going to make as a change is we are going to take Foulon out and put Cabot in. Because Cabot is going to hopefully be able to play slightly better than Foulon has. 6.55 average rating for Foulon. It's not good enough. It is totally the weak area of this squad is the left fullback position. So today we go with Cabot instead just to see if he can do it for us. We're going to move him up into attacking and Meunier up into attacking as well. Because we are in the Gegenpress style at the moment, 4-2-3-1. It worked pretty well against the Czech Republic in terms of winning the ball high up the pitch. We just have to be more clinical when we're up there in front of goal. And that's the hope for today. The only thought is, can we put our chances away? Because if we do, we are more than capable of winning because we created an absolute ton of them in the last match. So, for today's quarter-final, chance to get revenge on Denmark. We have Courtois in goal, Meunier at right back, Cabot at left back, Denayer and Beata in central defence, Witsel, Tielemans and De Bruyne in central midfield, Carrasco on the right, Hazard on the left and Lukaku up top, and pretty much everybody else on the bench. So let's get into today's quarter-final and see what happens. So I've gone with a gesture of hands in the pockets, quite chilled out, but my words are cutting in terms of the team talk. We owe Denmark for what happened in our last match. Go out there and get revenge. Let's see if we can do it. Into the tunnel interview, which is just one of those things that we have to go through. Carrasco's been pulling all the strings in midfield. How important is he here today? He's always good to have someone to rely on in midfield, so long may it continue. We'll go with that one. What's the general feeling about the increased media presence and interest during this tournament? I can assure you that everything is going to plan and the players are very happy right now. I don't know if that's true. Let's go with this one. We're more focused on the task and ensuring that we do everything right ahead of the next game. That's the one we'll go for. So out into the sunshine for our quarter-final match against Denmark. They beat us in the group stages and we were really, really lucky to get through. A draw in the other match meant that we managed it. So it is time for a semblance of revenge here. Witsel into Tielemans, goes early down the right-hand side, but it comes back to Witsel. At least we keep the pressure on with good possession. And there was a chance to get the cross in, but a defender clears it. And a second chance. And in the third minute, Eden Hazard cuts in off that left-hand side at the far post and gets on the end of the cross and puts it in the back of the net for a 1-0 lead. Very good play down the right-hand side from Meunier. Gets the first cross in. It's put back out to him by a defender. Gets the second cross in. Drops it slightly deeper at the top of that 6-yard box. And the on-running Hazard does not make an error. And again, it's Hazard and the likes of Carrasco that are getting the goals for us much more than Lukaku is. Might change his role potentially moving forward. But we now have an injury to De Bruyne. He's on the floor at the top of the penalty box. We didn't see the incident and he's having to go off for some treatment. Does that mean that we're going to have to replace him? I think it might, you know. Let's think about this. Let's see how he recovers. From the free kick, though, there's the other one. Eden Hazard and Carrasco. I said we're getting the goals. Hazard got the first one, and off the free kick directly struck into the back of the net at the near post for Carrasco was Carrasco, and we go 2-0 up after 12 minutes. And let's just check on the conditioning of Hazard, and he is not recovering well enough for my liking, so we're going to have to withdraw him because we need him potentially if we get through to the latter stages. So Dennis Priat comes in. That's a big change to have to make, but I think it's the right choice, to be honest. So we've changed that. Dennis Pratt comes in, and we continue on against Denmark, 2-0 up after 12 minutes. We were 2-0 up. Can we settle ourselves in for the remainder of this first half, keep the pressure on, and just calmly get through to half-time without conceding a goal? Let's hope so. Carrasco again down the right-hand side, cuts in, has a really good effort, but it is just slightly high and goes over the top of the bar. But a very good effort again, and Denmark have yet to register a shot at goal, and we've had a few and taken 2 of them. This is going much, much better so far than it has done through this competition. But Denmark are now on the ball down the left-hand side, and we boot it clear. Cobort goes and boots it very well clear, but they come back at us because they win it in the defensive area, and they get round the side, and they get a goal themselves. It was Meunier in our right full-back position, did not go with the runner, and the runner gets into the box with the ball at his feet from a very good sweeping cross from that right-hand side from Højbjerg. Puts it into his path, gets it out from his feet, taps it right-footed into that far corner. Courtois couldn't get down quick enough, and we do go 2-1 at the half-hour mark. So at this point, just for the remainder of this first half specifically, we're going to go back into the controlled possession style in the balanced mentality, just to see out this first half and try and keep the ball. And if we can keep it away from them at this point, we still have an advantage just for now. So 5 minutes left of this first half. It's all a little bit nervy still that they've now come back into the game with that goal, and we have lost De Bruyne to that injury for this particular match. And now you can see down here, Tielemans, as we said before the match, is also kind of out on his feet a little bit as we go into half-time. They picked up a couple more shots. Possession is slightly in our favour. XG rating is in our favour. The scoreline is in our favour. But this game is not done yet at all. So for now, we're going to keep Tielemans on, but not for long. Probably only about 10 to 15 minutes in this second half. So whilst we've got him on, we are going to play in the controlled possession style. Things are going well, but I know you're even capable of even better. That is true. Let's hope that they are anyway. Oh, knockout football's nervy, isn't it? Back into the second half. Let's go in and demand more from them. And just keep an eye on down here for Tielemans. Immediately, his conditioning drops down. He is not going to last long in this second half. And if we can help it, we don't want him to get injured. If we can pick up a third goal in the early stages of this second half, I will definitely be taking him off. Carrasco with the chance for that, and Carrasco does just that. Wow, that's brilliant. Off this left-hand side, we work it through, and eventually it goes through to Carrasco on the run off that right-hand side into the penalty box. So Cobort with the free kick, drifts it into Tielemans, then swings it into Hazard, drops it back to Pratt. Through ball, first time to Carrasco's run, into his stride, right-footed, into the back of the net. And our wide men still keep providing the goals for us. And immediately we are taking Tielemans out of this game because we need to protect him a little bit. Lokonga is one of our young players, and he will come in and play the rest of this match. We've got one more substitution that we can make a bit later on, and it looks like it's going to have to be one of these wide men to protect them for future matches, possibly. But we'll stay in the controlled possession. We'll try and suppress the game enough and just keep the ball enough to not allow Denmark to cause us any more major problems. But there's still 35 minutes to go of this match, so still a long way to go. But 3-1 up is a good scoreline. We've had 9 shots at goal, 4 on target, and that's decent for us. And there was another good shot on target from Carrasco from the free kick. And the goalkeeper, I think, had to parry it over the bar. He did for a corner. Carrasco with the corner, cuts it into the 6-yard box. It comes out, but we win the ball. Lokonga in that centre of midfield won the ball, and then the highlight goes. Excuse me. But it's different that we're actually winning those loose balls in midfield as well all of a sudden. So that's a positive. So let's think what we're doing here. 72 minutes in, pause the game. We've got one more substitution that we can make. And we're being advised to take Hazard off. And we should also be thinking about a couple of other players down our right-hand side as well. But of course, we can't do both of those things because we've already made 2 substitutions. So we will take Hazard off, considering that they've been telling us to from my bench. And we'll put Thorgan Hazard on instead. Thorgan, I think. We'll put him on instead. So Hazard for Hazard down that left-hand side. And we're just going to have to see out the game with what we've got for the last 15 minutes. And then hope there's enough of a gap between now and a potential semi-final that some of our players can relax and rest a little bit and recuperate. Lukaku gets through on goal. Almost has a second bite of the cherry there, but not quite. And eventually they boot it clear. But we're still putting the pressure on, which is fantastic. Much, much better in this style of play with the gegenpress than we were with our vertical tiki-taka that we started the tournament with. But it is Denmark on the ball briefly, but Thorgan Hazard does nick it for us, gets it back again down the left-hand side, holds the play up very well. Lokonga takes over and takes it further into central midfield, into Witsel. We've switched it from left to right. Carrasco on the ball, back to Witsel. Lokonga, the youngster, getting involved in the play, playing decent. Doing a good bit of work for us in midfield. Puts the ball out wide left to Hazard, into the box, gets to the byline, has to drop it out wide left to Cabot, and the cross goes deep for Carrasco, and there's a bit of a mix up in the box, but eventually they just about scramble it clear. We almost had another goal there, but not quite. But the pressure is still telling on this Denmark side, who did us in the group stages, and we have come back and got revenge on them. 3-1, 91st minute, a couple of minutes left of injury time. The ball is in the defensive area for Denmark, back with the goalkeeper. Can we push them a little bit and cause a mistake from them? Or are they going to keep the ball and try and work an opportunity for themselves? It goes long early and they do make it stick. That's a good ball. Poulsen through on goal, but then boots it about a couple of foot wide of the goal, really. About a metre away from the goal, I would say, in terms of the angles. And the final whistle goes, and Belgium, having looked fairly poor through the group stages, have begun to start purring a little bit. And that is a very good 3-1 win over Denmark to put us into the semi-finals. The next question, of course, is who are we going to play there? So, as a semi-final goes, it does not get much bigger than this. In one side, Switzerland versus Wales. Wow. In our side, we've got Belgium versus Spain in the semi-finals. That is an awfully tricky game. Now, the other thing to tell you is if we just come out of this screen, we will see that in 4 days from now, we have our Spain semi-final. And for the next 3 days, De Bruyne misses training through his injury. It's going to be incredibly tight to get him on the pitch for Spain. Can we do that? We'll have to wait and see. But things have begun to get tricky. Spain in the semi-finals. But if we could get through, I think we'd have a really good chance of winning against Switzerland or Wales in the final. But that is beyond us at the moment. We focus on Spain. Can we get through the semis? You'll have to join me in the next episode to find out. Until then, thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Join my United City community. Click the like button on this episode. That'll help me get seen by more people. Go and check me out at twitch.tv/the United City FM every weekday, 3 till 5 normally. Come and check me out over there. Until next time here, though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.